If you're a man over 35 years old and you're struggling to lose body fat, I got a hint for you. It's not because of your metabolism. Your daily life is structured in a way that makes it nearly impossible for you to lose body fat and get rid of that dad bod. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that is and what you can do to fix it. Most men think they have strength training and nutrition figured out by the time they reach their mid to late 30s, 40s, and 50s. But the truth is, you're probably doing things that you used to do in your 20s because that's when you felt like you were the most in shape. But none of that stuff is going to work now that you're getting older because your conditions have changed. And if you have absolutely no experience in the gym and you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, you're probably following advice from young gym bros who have nothing but free time in order to spend hours in the gym working out and meal prepping. And I'm sorry to inform you that if you do not have all this free time to get all your nutrition done and all your workouts done, following that advice is not going to get you where you want to go. Your day-to-day life is different, so your strategy and plan of attack of how to get your results is going to have to be drastically different as well. So let's get into what actually works to get you more energy, less body fat, and more muscle as you reach later stages of life. So why should you listen to me? I've been a personal trainer for over 12 years, training guys in their 30s, 40s, and 50s and helping them to lose body fat, build muscle, feel more confident in their bodies, and have more energy so that they can play with their kids and spend more time with their families. But I also understand that as men get older, you have careers, families, and responsibilities that pull you away from the gym and trying to eat healthy. I figured out a way that you can make all of that work and everything that is a priority can stay a priority, but you can still be the best version of yourself. Most guys believe that as they get older, their metabolism slows down, and that is why they struggle to lose body fat and keep gaining weight every single year, when in their past, they can pretty much eat whatever they wanted, drink whatever they wanted, and they had a body that they were proud to show off. If you've ever thought like this, trust me, you're not alone. However, I want to address that topic because that is actually a myth that most people believe, and that's keeping them stuck. So first off, what is metabolism? To keep it simple, your metabolism is all the calories you burn to keep all your bodily functions going 24/7. All of your body systems make up your metabolism. This includes things like breathing, circulation, digestion, regulating your body temperature. And the truth is, your metabolism doesn't change much throughout your life, even when you get older. Especially from one year to the next, if you have gained a ton of weight, it is guaranteed that it was not because your metabolism slowed down that much. There were external factors that you did and that happened that led to the weight gain, not because your metabolism slowed. If you're someone with a fast metabolism, that means you have a high basal metabolic rate, or BMR. This just means that you burn more calories than other people at rest. Someone with a slower metabolism is going to burn lower amount of calories while at rest. Neither one of these numbers are going to drastically affect how much fat a person has. It's just their baseline is going to be at a different point. Now, especially when you factor things in like metabolic diseases, honestly, your metabolic rate is not going to change that much, and you don't have control of it anyway. You can't make your metabolism way faster or way slower by eating more food, gaining more muscle. It's going to be small changes. Not enough that it's going to be a noticeable difference unless other factors in your life change. For example, you cannot have a BMR of, let's say, burning 2,500 calories a day, gain a bunch of muscle, and then you expect to burn 3,000 calories a day and think that's going to keep you from getting fat. How easy could it be to eat an extra 500 calories? Really easy. So all that extra muscle and years it would take to put that on to burn an extra 500 calories, even though you probably couldn't even do that much, you can outdo that really easily. So why does fat loss get so much harder for men after the age of 35? When you were younger, let's say in high school or in your 20s, this is probably what your schedule looked like. It's just an example, not guarantee that this is what your day was, but this is probably similar to what you used to do. In the morning, you will have breakfast, possibly will go work out in the morning at your school or at your rec center in college. After that, you will go to school or you will go to work at a place where you probably were on your feet most of the day, moving around. In the middle of the day, maybe you've got a workout in at gym class or left work to go get a workout in at a gym. You probably left work to go get lunch. In the late afternoon, when classes were done or you were out of work, you probably did extracurricular activities like playing some type of sport or going to hang out with friends. And come nighttime, once you were completely done with all your tasks for the day, maybe you go do a workout, Again, maybe you go hang out with friends, but you're doing something that is active to have fun. This can include stuff like going out to bars, but you're still on your feet and you're moving. And then once your day is over, you're probably fairly low stress. You go into bed and you're sleeping. You may not go to bed until a very late time, but your quality of sleep is probably good because you're very low stress for that day. Now, let's give an example of what your current daily life is like, or more than likely what your current daily life is like. In the morning, you're probably skipping breakfast or you're running late because you slept poorly. So now you're grabbing fast food somewhere. Maybe you have to get a couple kids out the house to school. So everything is crazy and rushed in the morning, stressing you out. When you get to work, you have a bunch of meetings. You have to sit down at a computer. You're eating food that people brought in, or you're just ordering DoorDash or Grubhub to your job for lunch. In the middle of the day, you're ordering in lunch, and again, you're sitting down relaxing, probably playing on your phone, looking at social media, and that's how you spend your downtime. After work, maybe you got to pick up kids from daycare. You're in a car, you're driving, you have to get food because your kids are hungry, so you probably go get fast food because that's easier on your schedule. You get home, maybe you do a workout, but more than likely you're spending time with your family, spending time with your spouse. You have housework to do. You have house projects you need to do. You have laundry, dishes. You do all that, spend time with your kids, helping them with the homework. You send them to bed. Your wife and yourself wind down for the night, watch Netflix. Once that's over, you're still stressed about the day. You're feeling exhausted. You go lay down in bed, but instead of going to bed, you're on your phone, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, and you're just scrolling social media until you fall asleep. And then you repeat that the next day. Can you see the difference? Your metabolism had nothing to do with either one of those days. But the way your day was structured was in your youth, you were active. Even when you were doing things like drinking and partying and hanging out with friends and eating out, you still were active. You were getting steps in, you were getting movement in, you had stress relief, you were working out consistently. When you were getting older and your schedule slows down, you are sitting down more, sedentary. You are not having anything built into your day for stress relief. So stress is high, activity is low, and you're feeling exhausted. And you rinse and repeat, and that's going to go on forever if you let it. It really is as simple as if you eat high calorie foods and don't move your body, you will gain fat. Guaranteed. If you eat high calorie foods and you move your body, you're probably going to stay about the same weight. But if you really are moving your body, you can even lose weight. And when you're younger, you are moving your body more and you are paying more attention to how you look because you're probably also in that dating pool where you want to look your best. You get older, you're not really caring about that. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a long time. Everything is about convenience. You probably have a little bit more money. So you want everything quick and handed to you, and you are working hard physically less on a day-to-day basis. So now that we know all that, what should you do in order to lose the fat? I have a plan for you. This is pretty straightforward. It's very simple. It's not easy right away, but it is simple. And it's going to be something that you can do to carry you for the rest of your life. And you can start implementing that today. So let's get into it. These are the 6 things you need in order to have less body fat, more muscle, more energy, and be healthier overall. The first thing you want to do is have balanced meals regularly. I want you to have protein at nearly every meal. You want to also eat either a fruit or vegetable at every meal. And I also want you to get at least a little bit of carbs at almost every meal. This is going to make sure you're getting enough protein to sustain muscle growth. You also want to have energy from the fruits and vegetables and nutrients from the fruits and vegetables. And the carbs is going to keep you from having cravings. If you are having meals regularly, spaced out throughout the day, that's going to help you not to eat high calorie foods because you're starving. You don't want to be spending most of the day stressed and starving. That is a recipe for disaster as far as trying to lose body fat. So we're going to space out those meals and have it at a regular interval. And that's going to help you out a lot with your nutrition right off the bat. The second thing you want to do is focus on nutritious foods. So now that you're eating at regular intervals, you also want to eat healthy stuff. Everyone knows that fast food and unhealthy foods taste delicious. You know that. You don't need to try it out at work when someone brings something in. Stop doing that. You know what the food tastes like. It's always going to taste like that. You need to think about your health. You need to think about how you want to look and how you want to feel. So we're focusing on healthy foods. Prioritize fruits and vegetables like apples, spinach, carrots, grapes. things like that. You want to try to get lean protein sources instead of fatty protein sources. This can be as simple as making a swap for 93.7 on your ground beef or ground turkey instead of doing like an 80-20. That simple change can save you hundreds of calories. And you want to focus on whole grain sources like quinoa and oatmeal instead of doing refined carbs and highly processed carbs every time you eat. Nothing is wrong with doing that occasionally, but the majority of your stuff should be high quality, healthy foods. The third thing you want to focus on is staying active. You're going to have to move your body if you want to lose body fat. Yes, you can eat less, but you can only eat less so much before you're starving all day and it backfires and now you overeat to compensate. So to help yourself out, you want to get your body moving. It's recommended that you get about 150 minutes of cardio enhancing activity. So things are going to get your heart rate up. This can be done while you're lifting weights, or this can be separate from lifting weights. But if you're not at least getting 150 minutes of activity in a week, start there. If you go from 0 days of activity to 1, you've already made a huge change. Once you get used to that, bump it up to 2, bump it up to 3. But ideally, I want you doing something every single day until it is habit that is going to make your health better. It doesn't have to be a strain, but even a walk for 10 minutes during your lunch, you're taking charge of your health and you're actually thinking about it, and that's going to help you long term to lose weight. Fourth thing you want to address could also be your number one priority, depending on who you are, and that is getting more sleep and getting more quality sleep. Sleep is something that most people overlook, but especially men that are reaching their late 30s and beyond. Sleep is going to keep your testosterone higher. It's going to allow you to recover from your workouts. You're going to have more energy to spend time with your kids. You're going to perform better at work and in the gym. It is no reason to get lower quality sleep. Nothing about getting poor sleep is good. If you want to live a longer, happier, healthier life where you are strong and have energy, you have to get more sleep. Treat it like it is a life and death scenario, because it really is for a lot of people watching this right now. The fifth thing to focus on is your hydration. Most guys are not drinking enough water. Now, you don't only have to drink water. You could flavor it, or you can even swap out things like full sugar pop for a diet pop. That is okay. But you need to be hydrated. Majority of it should be water. Things like sugar-free Gatorades, great as well. But get that hydration in. If you are having cravings all the time, sometimes being dehydrated presents itself as being hungry. So really, you're not starving. You're just really thirsty, and your body knows it needs something. So it gives you that signal of, hey, let's get something in the system. You turn that into food, and mostly processed fast food. But really, you could just drink some water and you'll probably be okay. Something you can do is when you have that craving, try to drink some water, give it 10 minutes. If you're still hungry, you're probably actually hungry. If your hunger went away after 10 minutes after drinking water, then you may not have been hungry. You could have just been thirsty. Try it out. The last thing to focus on is not doing any extreme diets or long fasts. People doing fasts are very viral on social media because they lose a lot of weight really fast, but that is not sustainable. The reason why you lose that weight is because you're not eating any food. You can't not eat food the rest of your life. You have to learn how to eat food and still get to the body weight you want to be. That's why I don't recommend fast at all, but really you shouldn't do any long fast. If it's a religious thing, fine, do what you got to do. But outside of that, try to have a consistent pacing with your food so you know how to actually eat so you can have results long term that stick. I don't want you to lose weight and then you gain it right back. That's stupid. So here's your next step. Losing body fat after the age of 35 is not about perfection. It's about being consistent with things that are within your control, even in the worst case scenario. You do that by building a system that works with your schedule, not against it. That is how you're going to stay strong, lean, and healthy in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. If this video has helped you and you want more assistance from me, you can feel free to join my 30-day dad bod challenge. And the best part, this is 100% for free. I made this specifically for men that are 35 and older who want to have more energy, less body fat, more muscle mass, and be healthier overall. And they need a group of other men to help hold them accountable to what they say they're going to do in order to reach their goals. In just 30 days, you will have built up the long-term habits that you need in order to be successful with your fitness goals for the rest of your life. This is something that every guy can do. It is very simple, and I lay out step by step of what you need to do for your nutrition, your training, and your recovery. Don't let getting older be an excuse for why you can't have a body that you love. It's easier to achieve than you probably think. Click the link that's in the description or check the first pinned comment in the comment section, and you'll see the link to join that group. I'll see you in there.